21st century hand and palm analysis. Now, here's Kat Anders.
The length of your fingers are your talents. Everyone has talents. No one gets cheated. So long fingers mean one thing, short fingers mean another thing. That's just the way we're born. Look down there in the lower right-hand corner of your chart. Now this is the hand analysis chart, the one with the big hand on it. Look down in the lower right-hand corner where it says palm shapes. You've got kind of a mixture. Square or rectangular shapes are kind of athletic, and round or artistic. Long is philosophical thinkers. And what you've got is a kind of a musician's hand. It's kind of a mixture of the square and the round. It's a little bit square at the top, but quite round at the bottom. So that's a musician's hand. On the upper right-hand corner of your chart, it says type of fingertips are your personality. You have got two, the two in the middle, spatula. They're not terribly spatula, they're just barely spatula. A little tiny bit bigger at the end than they are at the finger part. Intense, dramatic, energetic, adventuresome. Generally actors and actresses have those fingertips. And then, so you got two of those, and you got three round fingertips. Intuitive, quick, very compassionate. I usually see those in the people in the medical field, doctors, nurses, social workers. Okay, jump down there to the thumb. Oh, that thumb's a little short. I don't very often see that on women. Short thumb, it means you work, oh, and yours is quite short. It means you work well with numbers. You do math very well. Let's see, that Jupiter finger now, that index finger. Let me explain the names on these. Palmistry is about 2,000 or 3,000 years old, and they'd gone through and they named the different areas of the hands and the fingers different names. Generally names of Greek gods or goddesses or astrological names. So that index finger is the Jupiter finger. The Saturn finger is the middle finger is the Saturn finger. And then the ring finger is the Sun finger, sometimes called the Apollo finger. And then the little finger is the Mercury finger. That section in between the heart line and the headline, that's called the Mount of Mars. And then that right down there at the base of your thumb, that little fat pad where it says sexual libido, that's called the Mount of Venus. Venus, goddess of love, because that shows your sexual libido. Oh, by the way, talking about that, yours is quite flat. That tells you how well hydrated you are. You want to see a nice little fat pad in there, so fat you can't even pick up the skin hardly. And you're quite dehydrated. You need to drink more water, about 32 ounces a day. Okay, drink more water. The body can live without food for a little while, but it cannot live without water. So as soon as when you drink enough water and you see that little pad is quite fat in there, then you know that you're well hydrated. Okay, we're back to the Jupiter finger, that index finger now. Oh, that's fairly good. It's not extremely long, but it's fairly good. That's the boss finger, the manager, supervisor. Now that Saturn finger, oh, that's just about average. It needs to be about the length of the palm. Absolutely average. So you got both qualities of the long and the short finger. Good business sense. And then the short, when it's short, it's concerned with social issues. Very compassionate, very caring about your fellow man. Okay, now that creative finger is the good finger. That's the Sun finger. The Sun and the Mercury finger are in relation to the brain, the right brain and the left brain. The Sun finger equals the right brain. It has the same qualities. Creative, innovative, imaginative. And then that Mercury finger is your left brain. It equals your left brain, kind of scholarly. You generally like to read and like to work with words and letters. Now, so that Sun finger, oh, that's very good. Creative, imaginative, inventive. Which, by the way, you have got a little fame line in your hand. Aren't you the one that's going to invent something. Let me get my little note out here. Sorry, I got to crinkle my papers. Oh yeah, you have that nose balm business. That is probably, you've got a fame line in there that comes off that fate line. See it right there by the base of that Jupiter finger? That might be where your fame is going to come from. And you're very creative and imaginative in that ring finger, that sun finger. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that's very good. But your Mercury finger is a little bit short. That's your scholarly finger. Sitting in the desk and working, doing desk work is not your favorite thing to do. You've got to be, if that's a little bit short, you've got to be active and moving around when you work. Let me see where you work. Oh, you're a social worker. That's right. You are moving around, aren't you?